So we're going to pause this. We'll come back. So again, you'll notice the survey stake. They're going to be doing what surveyors do. And absolutely nothing wrong with that. I'm actually glad to see it. You'll see there's multiple police cars out in this area. They do what they do. I do what I do. For the record, folks, today is Saturday the 17th of December. I'm not seeing any groups down here at this point trying to feed the homeless. I see one car down there that's passing out some food. Sometimes they come down in swarms, sometimes one car at a time. Either way, interesting to note why Via Trans is sitting down here with its lights running. So you got the Via PD 47 blocking bus 100 if it pulls all the way up to its stop from leaving. You know, they're police. They don't care about those things. So again, you got people on the other side of the street feeding the homeless. That's off of Via's property. You got this guy sitting here intimidating people, making sure they don't come over to Via property. And again, they do this every Saturday. They come out here with a intimidation policy to keep people from parking here and feeding the homeless in this area. And it's inappropriate. It's their policy. They're going to do what they do. At the same time, that policy is also the reason that their buses are now having an inconvenient staging area. They force issues, we force issues back. That survey crew is out there now for a similar reason. Finally get Via PD to move along. He doesn't like it when I hang out. And again, no cop likes being filmed. So they come down here to intimidate people from feeding the homeless. And I come down here to intimidate them. It's just what I do. Another one of the organizations that help out the homeless, ThriveOutreachSA.org. They've got Matthew 25:35 on the side of their van. Again, they're out here helping. And Via runs them off. There's only so much Via can do. I spilled some coffee on me, but that's okay. But anyway, you'll see they have a very nice van. And again, they come out, they're helping the homeless. Anywhere you see this van, they're reaching out and feeding the people's hearts and souls and bodies. And again, that's ThriveOutreachSA.org. If you're interested in volunteering or making a donation, reach out to them, folks. So we're back at the corner of Travis and North Medina. You got your two officers there, T11 with security. Your third officer here. Via is staging where they're supposed to stage. That out-of-service bus is right behind my vehicle. And again, I parked up at the edge of where they're not supposed to park. That still gives them room to get in and out. And it keeps them from moving up and blocking the other pay meters in case other people want to come down here and use those to feed the homeless. So, no big deal there. We got this officer giving me a dirty look. Wonder why that is. I think she's putting too much weight on that vehicle myself, but that looked like it was Alvarez. And if she goes down here and starts barking orders to people off her property, I'll be right back down there again. Security, again, has no authority off the property that they are tasked with guarding. Their insurance doesn't cover it, and they shouldn't be off of it. So I'm out here and a gentleman passes by. I'm out here actually steering homeless people over to Garcia Park where they're giving out jackets. And he comes by and he asks me if I wear a 10.5. They're not new. They're used. I just bought new shoes at PX like a week and a half ago. I'm a cheapskate. I'll run shoes into the ground. But I'll give these shoes to somebody. Somebody will use these shoes. And again, the generosity of people, it never ceases to amaze me. So I was able to get rid of the shoes that a man gave me. Came down here to get those. Someone who would need them. As I was down here, I noticed another person got out of jail, needs to get out to the far west side, so I'm going to go get him a bus pass, get him as close to that as possible. Got all these people are running down here because this man, they call him the money man, he passes out cash. And I mean, that's what he does. It's good to see people are still coming down here, not being run off by Via. And like I said, that's why I go down to the jail with bus passes. This guy's out of jail. He needs to go way out to 1604 on the far west side of San Antonio. That's a very long walk. This bus pass will save him about 8 hours of walking. And that's if he walked at a really crisp rate. Maybe 12 hours walking. But when you get out of jail and you have no money, no phone, nothing else, you know, you're kind of at the mercy. So, sitting here laughing. Sooner or later, these idiots are going to put a ticket on my car for not paying a parking meter. I mean, Officer Epps' type will do that. Hopefully, he tries that shit. And you got officers down here threatening the homeless, saying they're trespassing when they're not. A person sitting with their feet on this sidewalk is not trespassing. Me sitting right here is not trespassing. I'm not completely on their property, and she has no authority to come and tell people to get off of this public sidewalk just because she doesn't like the homeless. This is a bitch who feeds feral cats at night. There she is making her rounds again, once running homeless off. Again, she ain't going to run me off. We'll sit down right here where everyone is allowed to legally sit. They were eating their food. They're not loitering. Loitering has to be without purpose. But even if they were loitering, she's a security guard and not a police officer, not a peace officer. She has no authority to detain someone for loitering on a public sidewalk. Again, she is not a peace officer. She is a security guard. And yes, they task her with running the homeless out of this area because they know on Saturdays people come down here and feed the homeless. And she ran off 6 good Samaritans who were down here feeding the homeless by telling them they can't park where they were parked. Now, technically, they were parked on the wrong side of the road. They should have parked over on the left side. But either way, this is not, again, this is not Via property. The city of San Antonio paid for this sidewalk. Did not come out of Via's budget. came out of the city of San Antonio's budget. The city of San Antonio hired the contractors who put it in. And look down this line. You see all these historic light posts. Who do you think put those in? Do you think those are via light posts all the way down there? No. And you see where those light posts have been? That has always been city property, public easement. So again, when VIA comes out here and tells homeless people they can't sit on a public sidewalk, now if they're blocking the sidewalk, that's a different story. But again, it's not for the security guard to deal with. That is a police issue if they are blocking the sidewalk. These security guards just keep pulling this bullshit game, and I don't tolerate it. They do not like me at all, because I come out here, I give them the finger. Come down here, this gentleman's sitting down where he's legally and lawfully allowed to be sitting. His feet are on the public sidewalk, and you'll notice this city sign that's installed here, no parking anytime. Where is it at? Oh, imagine that. VIA's property line actually starts a little bit further in from here, but we're not going to go into that. We're going to press the issue if they want to press it. I have to come down here and keep the VIA security guards from hassling these people who come down here to help the homeless. They're out here passing out blankets, food, other things like that, and the VIA security guards think that they're going to come down here and say, oh, you're on a public sidewalk, you can't do it. Absolutely wrong. There you go.